Burn Live, y'all. Welcome to the Burn Live show where we burn through conversation trying to ask y'all some common sense. I'm your host, Capiche. Welcome to another Burn Live show. I got a good show for you today. Got some things to talk about. Got some things you want to break down. Yeah. But right now, I gotta do my little share out. Gotta do my little share out. Gotta share the content. What's up, AP? Normally I have my music around. Uh-oh.
Yes, it's the biggest, it's the largest. It's April from motherfucking Ninja Turtles. Watch out, because I'm here to break it down.
Ooh. Break it down. Boom, chicka, boom, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom. See? Break it. Good morning, everybody.
Buenos dias, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Good morning, Bernard. So we getting this shit cracking it early in the morning, huh, Michael?
On me, let's go. Especially, you know what I'm saying, with things going on, things are happening. Want to try to get some of these stories out because a lot of people are starting to like our opinion. They're starting to see it. So I think, starting to, put ourselves out here and more um, topics that are going on in today's world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I pull up the video, let me get in my right middle little spot and do my little thing. Understandable, understandable that it comes a time where you got kids and they're growing up and your kids come home and they tell you stories and they tell you about things that are going on around them. And when you believe the story, you know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody hurting your kids. You don't want nobody putting their hands on your kids. So you're very protective of the kids and you want to go out there and protect them, make sure they're safe and all that good stuff. And I'm with most people on that. And trust me, I'm with you. But has there ever came a point of time at the point where you point at the time where you saying that we're going a little too far?
I mean, yeah.
Is there such a thing? Because I'm thinking now, and what I've been hearing, it's to a point to where it's going a little too far. And it ain't even got out of hand. It happens twice so far, but one too many times to where people are getting really injured.
Yeah, it's getting, but Michael, this shit been going on for years. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Ever since back, that was one reason why my mama did move. Not to say in a specific state, but we from St. Louis, Missouri, and if you was raised in the hood of St. Louis, Missouri, then you know what I'm saying. Like motherfuckers will follow you home, they'll jump on you. That if you by yourself leaving school, like I had those experiences, but back then, Michael, motherfuckers really wasn't trying parents. You know what I'm saying? Like if your parent was out there, kids wasn't trying you. Like the respect was still kind of there as far as the adults. But in this generation, these kids don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if you're walking with your parents, your grandparents. They straight jumping on you in your kids. And that shit not like bullying is going too far. That shit is going too far. You know what I'm saying? But,
Uh-huh.
and then it's another case too. We're gonna stay on the subject. I ain't trying to get off subject too, but we gotta touch this. We gotta touch bases with this too. You
Okay.
gotta look this up. But it was a 3 girls that just recently killed raped and killed a 5-year-old little girl while she was walking home from school. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all need these people that are straight teaching whoever or whatever these people are teaching their kids, baby, y'all they need help. They need help because this is crazy. I'm glad I walk my daughter. I do walk my daughter to school. You know what I'm saying? Because I am a parent. But one thing I made a promise to myself, Michael, when I get it, it don't matter where you go because bad happens anywhere. But let's be for real. In suburban neighborhoods, they not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. Like I don't have those type of problems in my neighborhood. It's calm kids or to they self, like they're not doing that. Nevada did have a bully though last year, but it wasn't as like wasn't no I don't know like I don't know.
It wasn't
But
on no. It wasn't a hood attacking your
yeah,
child.
like a hood, like them kids from the hood are different. Like they be hating on kids because they have a mama they give a fuck about them. Where's y'all parents at? Why is y'all parents not walking y'all home to school? My daughter is 7 years old, and I won't walk her to school until I can't walk her to school no fucking more. And once I can't walk her to school, then I'm gonna start dropping her ass off at school. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know what's going on. I don't want nothing to happen to my baby or some kids thinking they can get up one up because I've been through that. And I get it though, Michael, too. I get the parents that have to work and the parents that have to do what they need to do to provide for their family so they can't be there to pick up them kids. But if you ain't gonna be there to pick up them kids, then you need to try to find some type of discipline plan because that's not fair for kids that have parents that give a fuck about them, and now y'all bringing parents inside of fights. That's not that's not fair. That's not fair. That's fucked up. Because I was feel some type of way, Michael, if somebody jumped on me and my baby. Like, why, what I'm saying? Well, it ain't gonna be me feeling some type of way because I swear to God, kids, hey, y'all gonna be meeting y'all kids in a hospital, and that's on your kids. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be meeting y'all kids in the hospital if it's about my kids, because I don't fight for it. I swear to God, I would pick up something, and hey, I might go to jail, but I don't give a damn. At least I know what the fuck I was fighting for, and I was standing for. My baby wouldn't be able to fight a whole bunch of kids. Man, fuck you, little motherfuckers. Let's get it. Let's go. The fuck? Shit.
All right. I'm
I'm
gonna get
sorry,
out.
Michael. I'm
Let's get into the news. Let's
sorry.
get into the news coverage so people can get a deeper understanding of where we coming from and what's going on. I appreciate it.
The 33-year-old mother says she was walking home with her young son when they were attacked by a group of kids. Now, we want to warn you, it is difficult to watch, and we have blurred and frozen the video before things escalate. Chicago police are now investigating after the woman named Korshanda and her son, 9 years old, were viciously attacked near 106th and Bensley. That's just a couple blocks away from Orville Bright Elementary School, where the boy is a student. It happened yesterday shortly after dismissal. A group of kids approached them and started punching and kicking the victims.
I'm trying to get justice for my son. I'm thankful for everybody that came out here today to support me.
The video is a symptom of something that's been going on for a long time. We haven't held these kids accountable. We haven't held kids accountable for the violent actions that their children are doing and that they're aware of.
That was State Senator Willie Preston, who, along with other community members, rallied outside the school today with the boys' parents to call for justice. Korshonda says her son has been bullied at Bright and claims the administration isn't doing enough to protect him. We reached out to Chicago Public Schools about the incident, and a spokesperson tells us in part, "We are horrified by the attack on this family, and we are working collaboratively with city departments and agencies to provide support to the victims. CPS is coordinating closely with the mayor's office, CPD, CHA, and other city departments to provide additional support to the family." Now, that mother and son were taken to the hospital last night where they received treatment. For now, reporting live outside of CPD headquarters, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
Creators, take these 3 apps I built to run my business made with Base 44.
So there we go. That there's a little backlash, and I also got another follow-up where celebrities came out and said things too about the incident and stuff, and we get into that a little bit later on. But like you're saying, with the security and the possibility of chance that happens in life, especially right like now where kids are taking advantage of somebody's weak or somebody's bad, somebody's not strong, and there's not really protection out there for a person, is really kind of bad at the moment. It really is. It's really bad at the moment. And I hate to say that, but I had to keep it real when I say that we do need to try to fix a way to where people can protect it. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, Michael. Yeah, it has to.
I want to say this, but I don't want to alarm nobody that's watching, because we do got a small audience. Shout out to everybody that's up in here. I don't want to alarm y'all when I say this, but when you think of the legality, I think I'm saying it right. Don't quote me on saying it. But if you think of the circumstances that you put your kid in, and you have to be able to protect and do what you need to do, you want to kind of show some type of initiative for protection. So I can think of a way to show an initiative to protect people, but you're not going to like what you hear. And you're going to be like, no, I think it's wrong. Because I want to say arming crosswalk guards and stuff like that. I know people want to put child care people out there on the streets and walk them up and down the streets and walk with the kids and stuff like that. You think child care people is really going to want to walk up and down the streets and think they can be able to sustain some bad kids?
In this day and age, Michael, hell no, because as we get more and more in time, these kids get more and more bolder. You know what I'm saying? To where if you can sit up and you can hit on the next parent, if you can hit on the next kid's mom and you're a kid, that means you'll fight your own parents. Come on, that means you'll fight. Back in the day, Michael, come on, man. The beef wasn't with the parents. The beef was always with the kids. I mean, you never brought the parents in because you still have respect for your parents. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I wasn't in no bullying or nothing like that, but for the kids that was bullying, it still was a level of respect. You know what I'm saying? To your elders. They don't care. They get bolder. They're getting bolder. They're getting bolder. This generation is getting way more bolder to where they don't care. If they put their hands on that 9-year-old boy mama, they put their hands on their own mama. They have no respect for nobody that's older than them. You know. So yeah, Michael, it's just gonna keep on getting worse and worse, and these kids gonna keep on smelling and feeling themselves. It is just gonna be a percentage that still have an old tradition of old traditional ways of being raised, because ain't nobody putting belt to motherfucking ass. Shit.
How are you? How are you? But just to let everybody know, I appreciate you coming in. If you would like to join and you have anything to say, please hit this QR code up in here right above me. It'll bring you up on the show. You'll be down backstage. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're decent. Come on up. And if you're opinionated, please come and join. Other than that, I appreciate the comments. Please like, subscribe, share, do all those YouTube things, do all those Facebook things. I do appreciate all of that.
Okay, Michael. I can't see a comment. Yes. Yeah, Michael, you're right. And I'm not popping no pills, y'all. This is my medicine. That's my Adderall. But no, just might be like I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm over here taking what's the name. But no, I gotta concentrate a little bit so I can really concentrate on this conversation. But yeah, Michael, yeah, they need their ass whooped in this generation. I'm part of Gen Z too. Let me tell you something. I'm pussy sometimes, and I'm a Gen Z motherfucker. But I cry about the smallest shit that my mama didn't even cry back then. She made that shit happen. This generation sucks ass. They get mad because of what the next kid got, instead of being thankful for what the fuck they got. You know what I'm saying? And being faithful to what the fuck they got. You know, it's not like this generation is cooked, Michael. It's cooked. The standards is retarded. They don't want to be like we on the subject of kids. I know, and I'm getting off subject. That's why I have to take my Adderall.
Let's see what the streets have to say about it.
All right, come on.
I've been raising them. I'm gonna be the one to say it because ain't nobody else gonna say it. But to all the parents of those Chicago kids that jumped their mother and her 2 babies, y'all need to be at court on Monday.
Children like that, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Don't come to me in these goddamn comments talking about some, children, this and this. Man, I'm gonna beat the out of a child. I don't give a damn. Bitch, I'm gonna hold the child accountable because I'm gonna beat your ass. And then guess what? I'm gonna say, what the your mama at? And I'm gonna walk to the door and I'm gonna beat her ass.
I stand alone with fire inside. With passion burning.
Sorry, I had to deal with that commercial. There's nothing I can do. So, dang, y'all just now seeing it? Y'all didn't see the first part? Let me rewind real quick.
Also, the parents for not doing a better job in raising them. I'm gonna be the one to say it because ain't nobody else gonna say it. But to all the parents of those Chicago kids that jumped their mother and her 2 babies, y'all need to be at court on Monday.
Children like that, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Don't come to me in these goddamn comments talking about some, children, this and this. Man, I'm gonna beat the out of a child. I don't give a damn. Bitch, I'm gonna hold the child accountable because I'm gonna beat your ass. And then guess what? I'm gonna say, what the your mama at? And I'm gonna walk to the door and I'm gonna beat her ass.
So, when are we going to start taking accountability and for action of story or that somebody tell you? I think that's a problem that nobody wants to face. Nobody wants to face that problem. Like, okay, is my kid a liar? Is my kid one of those kids that tell the truth? Am I one of them? Huh? Are we? See, when you ask that type of question, then you get
Michael,
huh?
give me like can you pause this and we can come back? Let me run to the store real fast so I can get this shit off the way. That's really the only thing that's kind of holding me back for today. Is running to the store. My mama gotta go to school in the morning in a couple of hours, so I need to catch this ride real fast. If that's okay with you, I didn't know she was gonna go to the store. It's early. I thought she was gonna go a little bit later. If that's okay, you want to finish? I'm available today though to touch bases with this and this morning before you go to work.
Okay, we got 7 up in here. We popping.
I gotta go, Michael. I ain't even gonna lie real fast. This is gonna be real fast. I'll be right back. I promise. Don't even if you can continue on go. But I'll be right back. If you can, what's the name? We can go. If you want to go for 2 hours, 3 hours, I'll sit on here and we can chop it up. I'm off the Adderall, so shit, my mind is going. So I'll be ready to chop it up. If just give me like 30 minutes, I'll be right back. Walmart right up the street, like 5 minutes. Just going in to get some last minute shit, and I'm out of there. I can't be in there for long.
All right.
All right, come on. I'll be right back. I know you up.
Mother
I'm
and
up.
her children attacked by elementary students.
Winnie Dorch live at Orville Bright Public School. And Winnie, some tell you that this has been an ongoing problem.
Good morning. That's exactly right. The adults who showed up at the school today say while they are shocked, they're not surprised. Take a look behind me. They tell me they are demanding accountability, saying the students involved should be expelled. We want to warn you that we are going to show you some of that disturbing video, and you may understand why so many people are upset. This is how we show up. Chicago police escorted 33-year-old Karshonda Hatter into Orville T. Bright Public School Tuesday morning for a meeting with officials. A sea of supporters gathered around her, chanting. The Chicago mom is the focus of this video, seen millions of times on social media. She and her children were attacked by multiple other children Monday afternoon as they were walking home. WGN is not showing the full video as it may be too disturbing to watch. But here's what we will show you. You can see Hatter and her children walking as a group of elementary students followed and yelled at them. Next, you see the kids crowd around Hatter and her children. And that's when 2 of them started to punch them. Hatter was eventually thrown to the ground and jumped, as was her son.
They were literally waiting the way we walk home just to jump all of us. So now we waiting. Just to jump all of us. So I asked my kids to come.
That's crazy. Crazy. Elementary. Who would think elementary kids would think that they would have the balls to want to step up to a parent? But yet again, a bunch of y'all stepping up to one parent makes sense. Smart enough to know, like, if somebody now, when there's a so-called stranger danger around, where are them same kids when those kids get kidnapped? Oh, I didn't see nothing. There was nothing going on. Why there was nothing going? You see what I'm saying? It's crazy that y'all would jump, but when it's come to protect, y'all know we're around. Jump, yes. Protect, no. Amazing. I thought I heard about another story. So I was trying to look it up. I only see the one. So I'm not sure if this happened again or not. I'm not sure. Just keeping it real. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know if I hit the Hong Kong channel or something, but I've been getting a lot of Hong Kongers video. I just damn near did. They had a military parade. Did a whole bunch of videos of that. Did a stream of that showing the video, weapons and stuff like that. Looking up some of these weapons, see what they are. YouTube hit me with a. Oh my god! I was just hey. If y'all go back and watch that video, you will see that in the video that it looked like you're at an auction. It looked like they're selling weapons. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it real. How many of y'all getting ready for the Thanksgiving parade in your city? Where you at? Is you getting down? Is you getting up? Is you getting around? I'm just saying, is you getting ready? Is you getting ready? I remember we used to try not to eat as much. Like around this time, okay, I'm gonna just nibble on a little cracker, nigga, on a little cookie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna eat too much. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving here, and it's time to eat, time to get the good food. You don't want to go to somebody else's house and can't eat because you've been eating so much. It's like, come on, man. You gotta be able to save room in that stomach to eat real good. You got to. If you don't, you don't. Something wrong. That's crazy. Okay. So, Christian schools, she's a good teacher. I don't know. Everybody on my timeline right here, I'm just gonna show this little timeline real thing. Everybody up here fighting right here. These are all about fights. Fight at a basketball game. Mama, ooh, she went to jail, y'all. God, like, but let's get down to this crackdown. I think this.
Start a podcast with Riverside. All you need is a concept and a way to record it. Here's how it works.
Those three was funny.
Push for action after a massive teen takeover downtown on Friday night left a 14-year-old boy dead and several others injured. This happened shortly after the city's tree lighting celebration. Alderman William Hall joins us now with a new proposal that aims to end this kind of violence. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you so much for
Yes, good to see you. Okay, so let's talk about this proposal that really focuses on the social media advertisements that get these kids downtown.
Yeah, essentially, number one, social media companies have these safety guidelines. They're supposed to stop the promotion of violence, nudity, sexual acts. And in this situation, they did not do their job. If the safety guidelines are not being adhered to, then where's the accountability and responsibility on the companies? We have a very five-star approach to cybersecurity. We want to lift up our police officers. And if the police are asking for help, and the police are not getting help, then how can we serve and protect efficiently? And so what we're asking for is for social media companies to give us a reason, A, in paper, why they did not. And then secondly, if they fail to do their job, then they have to pay for it. All of these officers, 700 over the weekend, that costs money. Ambulance costs money. Detectives cleaning up scene, all of those things cost money. They have to pay the bill for that. And I also believe that they need to be fined on site. And that's why the 6-hour time window is an opportunity, which I believe we might even look at making it shorter for them to get back to us on a reason once we send them intelligence that's effective and efficient.
Okay, so I mean, personally, anytime you try to reach out to these social media companies, there's like no phone number. You can't get a hold of.
So this guy is proposing to keep social media in check, in line for things that they promote and put out. If you're promoting a club, a party, barbecue event, and there are problems, drugs, nudity, police involved, suppose that you know what I'm saying, you get hit with you must respond within 6 hours, get hit with a $50 fine, remove contract, or explain why this is not there. That kind of makes sense. Holding more responsibility to the act of the person that's putting together the event. And I see why this is in Chicago too.
On a reason, once we send them intelligence, that's effective and efficient.
Okay, so I mean, personally, anytime you try to reach out to these social media companies, there's like no phone number. You can't get a hold of these people. So do you really think that the city is going to be able to have them monitor a situation and then immediately act before the kids can get downtown?
Again, do your job. If you have safety guidelines, which are written all on the website, and they're not doing it, they have to be held accountable. These companies can come up with AI bots. They can come up with all of these data centers. They're moving at the speed of light. Well, they need to keep up with how they're keeping people safe. And I want to make sure that every child in Chicago is safe. We don't want kids from Lincoln Park or 75th and Langley looking at these images and being inspired to replicate and or to act in violence. This is a call to protect every child, whether it's an iPad, whether it is a cell phone. We want to make sure that no child is being exposed to things that are against the guidelines of these social media companies.
And I think we can all agree with that. If the police, though, are having issues, why not give them another tool in their arsenal to combat this? What about the snap curfew? I mean, Alderman Brian Hopkins was on after the incident saying he's going to go back to the table and try to institute this. It passed City Hall, but the mayor vetoed it. So why not revisit that idea?
Well, first of all, I'm going to call Alderman Hopkins again. I called him yesterday. Hopefully I catch him today.
Sure.
But again, let's look at the idea of this.
How much you think social media generates?
You said you think it's a good idea?
I don't think it's a good. I think it's a good idea. They're holding social media accountable for bad incidents and bad promotion that inflicts pain and violence. Yes, I do. I think that you need to have a number for them to be able to call and be able to answer to. You should be able. There's somebody need to be able to be. Dang, I keep saying the word. Be able to hold responsibility when there is tragedy. Somebody you should be called in case of emergency. Social media platform shouldn't be just a social media platform with no number, no dial-up, just because you can put some on automated. Automated is killing the game of quick response to emergencies.
Yeah, but then you got to worry about people not wanting their personal information on social media platforms.
If your social media platform is holding an event, if you are, like I said, if you're doing a barbecue, a bowling alley, something in the public, and therefore the public has an outburst where there's violence and there's police involved, you need to have a number to be called to know why there wasn't proper procedures and proper security at your event.
Well, that should have been taking place at the ground level, right? When you booking out these spaces for the events, you know, people shouldn't be able to book them out unless they have security and things of that nature. So, like, you know, it starts there.
Yet again, when there's emergency, like this image right here, you know, let me rewind it just a little bit so you see people running, agents of chaos, and you got the ambulance involved. There's no number to contact people.
Again, that goes to the ground level, meaning like the hotels, the people that rent it, these places out that allow for these people to use their space. It starts there.
You see them children of chaos?
I want to call them children of chaos, but I see the kids.
They in chaos. They, they're not saying they're of it, they're in it.
Right. And okay, what's your point?
Yet again, we can't, when you have a track record of this, somebody officially should be starting to be held responsibility. You need to be able to point a finger at something so a problem can get solved. If we can't solve the problem, then yes, I'm agreeing to say abort the problem.
But problems don't start at these places. They start before people get to these places. So you can't really hold them accountable for what happens during an event.
Yet again, that's the problem. You saying you can't, but yet again, you're gonna have to start and have to, because events is where tragedy happens.
Right, but that's not where they start. So like just because that's where it happens, that doesn't mean
But
that
yet
needs to get punished.
it's not about proving where it starts. It's about proving where it happened at. And I can prove that it happened here at this event, and therefore other innocent lives were involved. And you got pictures like this.
Right. So that's right. So if we're trying to fix a problem,
I think the solution that he has is a good start. It's holding people, and it's holding anybody. Like if I went to Facebook, Instagram, or something and started, because I guess I'd be at the ground level, I'm at the base, I'm at the start. If I start anything, then I would I need to come up with these. I need to come up with at least some of these qualifications or these requirements before I can run an event.
right? But that should be taking place at the ground level.
Yeah, but
right?
see, these wasn't never infiltrated, so that's what he's saying now.
then-
Something needs to happen. You can agree something needs to happen. Period. There needs to be
Yeah.
some type of safety on it. Okay. So if we can agree upon that, that is not a bad start.
I can agree that something needs to happen.
Okay.
But if we're trying to take out a problem, we got to get the root of the problem, and not more so like
Now where the issue lay at?
Huh?
Not where the issue lay at?
Not where it's grown to. Yeah.
Because I can't go home to your mama and daddy and talk to them like, why you ain't raised your kids right, and he bad as hell in these streets. That's not my responsibility.
Then we need more programs for parents to hold their children accountable.
We need programs for parents, so just lock them up if they can't hold their kids accountable. I don't want to pay for anything that starts with a P. And okay, let me say this bluntly: anything that's a program comes out of taxpayers' money. I don't want to pay for that shit.
What's the issue with? Okay, so that's like saying, well, in order for us to get this problem eradicated, we got to go to the root of the problem. That means not only going to the promoters, but going to where these kids are coming from. It starts in those type of programs, and unfortunately, it costs money, right? Because people are putting their lives on the side to help strengthen the community. So why wouldn't we want to pay for a program that's going to help strengthen the community? That makes no sense. That's just like saying, that's like being like, oh, we should defund the police. Why defund the police if we need them to hold people accountable to the law. It makes no sense.
Because black people, since 400 years ago, saying that the police don't do nothing but abuse them, so that's why they want to defund the police. Second of all, you're talking about a program that's already out here that people are putting together to help the community grow. What we are also saying now is we want to put a whole extra program out here to watch out for those who get in trouble, so therefore they are policed.
Again, we gotta again if these programs aren't quote unquote helping, then there needs to be some sort of
What is quote unquote helping? What does that look like? What is their percentage? What is their numbers?
That's why I'm speaking on the programs in general. I'm going off of what you said. You said these programs are here, but now we just adding something else. But I'm saying if these programs that they have in place are supposed to help strengthen families inside of the community, if they're not helping, then they need to be adjusted. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's kind of like if you go to a doctor and, you know, you need certain antibiotics to help cure a problem. You know,
Right.
you may have to get an adjustment in the dose, or you may have to get a different type of care. You know what I mean? So like what I'm saying is that can be done throughout the program, because I think a lot of these programs don't help inside of the community. That's just me being honest. You know, I see the programs that go on, and I don't think they're a big help. I mean, one of our programs that was supposed to be like a second hand to the police at my city, the head of that program got caught, you know, selling drugs within that, you know, program that's supposed to be a Peace Corps. So it's like these things have to get funneled through because they got to get filtered. Because they're not right. You know what I mean? And it's causing mayhem even go worse throughout the cities. So it starts with these companies. You know what I mean? It starts with those individuals that's supposed to be a helping hand.
It starts with the word. I
Huh?
really do want to say it starts with the word program. I'm going real basic. I'm going basic. The word program is to, matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up to make sure people understand where I'm coming from. Definition of the word program.
Program is a versatile word with several common meanings, depending on the context. Here are the most frequent definitions. 1. Plan or scheme. Noun. A set of planned activities, procedures, or instructions intended to accomplish a goal. Example. The government announced a new jobs program. Example. She follows a strict fitness program. 2. Computing. Noun. A precise sequence of instructions or code that enables a computer or other machine to perform a specific task, a piece of software. Example. I need
A program that's only supposed to get you to point A to point B, not actually establish you as a standard in life. You know, most programs that is to help a person get a job is basically going to help you get the basics. Look for a job, do a resume, and hopefully set you up for an interview. After that, I can't help you get a job. You see what I'm saying? When you looking for a housing program has a big ass list. Then therefore, once it's your turn, hey, I'm gonna see what you qualify. I'm gonna give you a lump sum of money, and then you go find the crib to go move in. But yet again, are you able to do the proper things to hold a house down? Can you cook? Can you clean? Can you bathe yourself? Can you get up in time to go to work? You know, that's what those programs basically be for. And that's why people feel like they don't go nowhere. Because the program is only going to talk about just the basic things that you like. I already know these things. I already know about
That's
getting
not
up.
true. It's not true.
So what the programs do?
The programs are supposed to help lead and guide parents in successful ways to parent their children, to teach their children, learning how to discipline their children the correct way.
But then you need a guidance class, not a program.
Well, a guidance class is a type of program.
No, it's not.
It gets you to one place and takes you to another. And that's where it
No.
stops. Yes.
Program don't do that.
Programs, that's what programs are meant to do.
No, they're not.
So what are programs?
Plans or schemes.
Right, to help get you to one place to another.
No, not to get you to one plan to another. To show you the proper way to get to the plan. Not to get you there, to show you. That's how you do it. That's how it's supposed to be done. Now you go do it.
Right, so they give you information. They take you from one place. Now that you have this information, you can apply it to get to the next place.
Okay. Or scheme. A scheme means put you through this program, try to program your mind to think that you need help, that you can't live off a systematic program, and that's what you need, and that you can't go nowhere. So no, a program is something that people don't need. A guidance class to guide them somewhere, to show them the proper steps and procedures to move is different from a program.
That's not true, because the program
Yes,
can
it
guide
is.
them into these places.
Sir,
It
there
can tell
hasn't
them
been
how
a
to get
program
there.
that guides nobody nowhere. That's why it's a program. That's why people don't like the damn government now.
I gotta disagree with you.
Man, name somebody out there that really like the government.
Say it again.
Name somebody out there that really likes the government. I got 8 people, 9 people in the comments. If you really, really like the government, you like programs, not television programs that come on your television, which barely people watching cable. No, if you like government programs they put out there and think it's helpful, please put a yes in the comments, please.
For one, I just refuted and said that I don't like how they're structured. I don't believe that they're actually helping.
Yet again, so you don't like programs. And I'm saying, yes, we shouldn't even want a program. If we want guidance, let's go get guidance. Go get you a guidance counselor.
A program and guidance is the same thing.
No, it's
A
not.
program can give you guidance. Yes, it can.
No, it cannot.
Yes, it can.
No, it cannot.
How can it?
Because a program is only thing there is to program you, is to brainwash you into only thinking one way only.
That's what you think a program is?
That's what a program is. That's what you just heard.
So what can you do with that information that you've gotten? They guide them to places that they need to be, whether it's within inside of their mind or within inside of a systematical structure. It doesn't matter. A program is telling people how to get things, how to acquire information, or even how to go about situations. That's telling them what they need to know, hence guiding them in the right direction.
You notice how you have programs in schools and lessons and stuff like that, right? But yet again, you go separately to a guidance counselor to get guidance on where to go in life. You program what to teach a kid and what he should learn. Yes, but I'm going to guide you where you should go and the direction I think you should head. That is 2 separate classes.
When we're talking about these kids, right? We're talking about kids in the home right now.
We're talking about kids in the home.
Yes.
It doesn't
We're talking
matter.
about kids in the home. So
Yeah.
yes, they need a program I can't be there to tell them how to parent their children day in and day out. Now, it would be awesome if we had that type of program instilled where they can guide individuals in day-to-day life. That would be awesome. But we don't have those types of programs.
Because yet again, you don't want programs to where you're using guidance to guide people. Just go get your guidance counselor to guidance your kid, and therefore you would get the programming this out. You would get the government out of your life. And that's the only thing I'm trying to really get you to see. Quit looking for the government to put you in a program. Now, programs is nothing like, it's like the Matrix, the movie. It's just something that they want to keep repeating you over and over and over and over. There's no progress. There's no winners at the end of the tunnel. The program that governments make, there is no winners. They don't create winners. They don't. You cannot sit there and look back in the history of time of the government and program and think when they created a winner. Nobody's gonna say, "Oh yeah, the government." No, government don't create winners. Programs don't create winners. They program to brainwash and yet again to colonize people. That's what that is. That's what I'm saying. That's why you program, you got lessons, you teach, you got a book. But yet again, when you go to your guidance counselor in school, that's somebody you sit down, you talk to, you express, you go deeper into life and what life means and what life matters. I know, y'all. I'm gonna get back into let's get back into this because this is what we was really talking about and the reason why we got into it.
Companies, there's like no phone number. You can't get a hold of these people. So do you really think that the city is going to be able to have them monitor a situation and then immediately act before the kids can get downtown?
Again, do your job. If you have safety guidelines, which are written all on the website, and they're not doing it, they have to be held accountable. These companies can come up with AI bots. They can come up with all of these data centers. They're moving at the speed of light. Well, they need to keep up with how they're keeping people safe. And I want to make sure that every child in Chicago is safe. We don't want kids from Lincoln Park or 75th and Langley looking at these images and being inspired to replicate and or to act in violence. This is a call to protect every child, whether it's an iPad, whether it is a cell phone. We want to make sure that no child is being exposed to things that are against the guidelines of these social media companies.
And I think we can all agree with that. If the police, though, are having issues, why not give them another tool in their arsenal to combat this? What about the SNAP curfew? I mean, Alderman Brian Hopkins was on after the incident saying he's going to go back to the table and try to institute this. It passed City Hall, but the mayor vetoed it. So why not revisit that idea?
Well, first of all, I'm going to call Alderman Hopkins again. I called him yesterday. Hopefully I'll catch him today.
Sure.
But again, let's look at the idea of this. Number one, when it comes to the police, this is an opportunity to expand cyber policing. We have a lot of vacancies that we are funding. This is also a pipeline in which we can get young people in high school to go to college, 2 years, get a certificate in STEM, their associate degree, and join the cyber police team. We need to double the presence of police online. We got to keep up with modern day tactics of those who are evil and criminals that want to tear up the city. Again, what good would it be to have all of this policing without no one paying for it? And so these companies have to do their due diligence. And so if we want to expand force in Chicago with the police, let's expand cyber policing. It's a 21st century approach to destroying kids. And that's why I want to make sure that every child is protected. And what we must do is make sure that the police are supported in their efforts as well.
Let's talk a little bit about accountability here, because we had reports of kids with tasers and mace and then using that on police officers. Where is the accountability? Could we look at maybe involving the parents in maybe charges if they allow their child to go downtown and they don't know what they're doing? I mean, where is the accountability?
Well, the accountability first starts with the images that are being promoted that are against safety guidelines online, number one. Number two, we have 24% of children in the city of Chicago beneath poverty. Let's look at the data in the neighborhoods in which these children are coming from. Let's not forget, this city closed schools. This city closed hospitals. This city closed grocery stores. And you want children that don't have the basic necessities. Again, 24% beneath poverty in this city. 173,000 children don't have the basic needs. This is a mental health crisis, a public health crisis. So how dare aristocrats who have all of the money in the world have the nerve to critique the behavior of children and not build in the communities where these children live? And if you do not have a proposal to build schools, build grocery stores, to build clinics for children to get the basic care, then keep your aristocratic perspective away from the children. We need children protected. And the first way you protect them is to make sure that the gateway of their images in these pads and phones are not perpetuating and promoting violence, and let's uplift children that are in need. This is a protect the child, not necessarily point the finger. And again, when we want to say parents need to do this, parents need to do that, again, 24% of all children in the city are at or beneath poverty, meaning that their parents, guardians, foster parents are making less than $25,000 a year. Let's not forget that 28% of all children that go to Chicago public schools are not housed. So we're trying to monitor the behavior of the poor, and the poverty-stricken neighborhoods is unacceptable.
Well, obviously, you are so very
That's
passionate about this.
No doubt
and
about it.
We all want the best for our youth because that is the future of this city.
Absolutely.
Alderman, thank you again
Thank
for
you
your
for
time
having me.
today. We appreciate you
Happy
for coming on.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
That boy was up there. Remember time when we first met. Do you remember time when we first met, girl? Man, Chicago. You stay in the news, you stay in the mainstream news. Happy Thanksgiving, Easter to everybody that's coming through, sitting there watching with the Burn Live show. You know, we've been going hard, pumping out content, going live, talking about issues and stuff like that. Trying to get back into really showing y'all the daily things and live coverage and keeping up with the latest trends in the news. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody needs a perspective and an outlet from how things are looking. And you know what I'm saying? Because you can't believe the media and how they put it. I think it needs to be broken down. And yet again, Chicago, once again, they just stay in the news, girl.
Down on crime as a career criminal faces charges in Chicago for setting a woman on fire aboard a train.
They burned this beautiful woman riding in a train. A man was arrested 72 times. 72 times, think of that. And they'll let him out again. The liberal judges will let him out again. Governor Pritzker, if you're listening, let's get your act together. Invite us in. We're going to make your place so safe. You're not going to have these crimes that are making the newspapers and the front page of every newspaper and television story.
Former DHS Deputy Assistant Secretary Jonathan Fahey joins us now. Jonathan, the president.
That's what I be talking about right there. Wouldn't you be somewhat embarrassed to get reports all the time of us hearing about your state and the crime that goes on out there? We're hearing about it over and over and over and over. But then you hear people, don't talk about my state, don't talk about Chicago. Then why y'all in the news? You can't. If you weren't in the news, shouldn't be able to talk about it. You should listen to everything that you hear in the news. How did y'all even make the news in the first place? How did you make the news in the first place? Violence upon violence upon violence upon violence. I just want to hear what the mayor be having to say. That's it. Violence upon violence. Just want to hear what the mayor got to say.
Clearly, what we put in place did not do enough to prevent what we were concerned about from actually manifesting. We will continue to make the necessary adjustments as we move along to ensure that these large, peaceful, citywide events can take place without the terror and the harm of gun violence.
And Jonathan, I understand what you said about trying to appeal to the left for greater political office if you're in the Democrat Party, but I can't envision that if a city, a mayor, and a governor are admitting fault and then not doing anything about it, I can't imagine that's going to be a big selling point as we head into the 2026 midterms. So does crime rise to the fore over the next 11 months if Chicago?
Y'all see we got a problem. We see we got a crime. You see there's things that need to be happening. We need to wake up. We really need to get on our job, on our business, do what we need to do. I promise you, y'all, we need to get into it. I got more coverage coming right at you. Until next time, I am out.